Hello friends, welcome to Kavita's classroom. So in our previous lecture, we talked about the consumer equilibrium through utility approach. Let's talk about some of the very important questions. We call them hot, higher order thinking questions for the same chapter. And then we'll close this chapter and we'll move onwards to the consumer equilibrium through IC approach by Hicksian format. Okay. Before we proceed, please do like, share, and subscribe. So we have talked about the consumer equilibrium condition in two commodity cases as MUX by PX should be equal to MUY by PY. So how do we go about in a little complicated question or situation as given below? So Arav has 88 rupees with him. This is the money with him. Okay. So money income with Arav is 88 rupees. He intended to purchase good X and Y with his income. It means it's a two commodity case. The market price of X and Y per unit is 8. So price of X is 8 and price of Y again is rupees 8. The marginal utility schedule of good X and Y are given below. Find out how many units of good X and Y should Arav purchase so that he gets to have the maximum satisfaction. So for this case, we know that the formula to be utilized is MUX by PX is equal to MUY by PY. We are already given MUX and MUY. So what next is to be done? We need to go for MUX by PX and here MUY by PY. After doing this, I'll tell you what's the trick. So if we just go about, it's simply the table of 8 given here. So 88 by 8 is 1188 by 72 is 9, then 8, then 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So MUX by PX is this as sorted by you. MUY by PY. Now, if you talk about dividing it by 8, it's 5. It is 4.5. Then it is 3. It is 3.5. It is 2. It is 1.5, then 1, then 0.5, and 0, and 0. Now the question is, they say the formula is MUX by PX should be equal to MUY by PY. So we do find that we have 5 here and 5 here. Not only 5, we have 3 here and 3 here. We have 2 in both the columns, 1 again in both the columns. And if you just go by this glance, this sight, right? So the observation gives you the answer that the probable bundles which can give him the satisfaction, the consumer equilibrium is 6 units of X and 1 unit of Y. Why I have written so? Because at 6th unit, he is getting MUX by PX equal to MUY by PY. So here he is buying 6 units of X and 1 unit of Y. Right. So similarly, if you check out for this 3 and 3, so he gets to have 8 unit of X and 3 units of Y. Move ahead. For 2, it is 9 units of X and 5 units of Y. And the last bundle, the probable set for his satisfaction is 10 units of X and probably 7 units of Y. Now, the biggest question is, which is the right answer? Which is the unique answer to this question? So to find that out, we have, though this statement which I'm going to give you would be utilized in the next concept, but I'm somehow introducing it now. This is called budget line. And budget line means, think about this. What is the value of expenditure for anybody? It is equal to price into quantity. right? So if the person is going for X as well as Y, so whatever price quantity combination for X is there and whatever price and quantity combination for Y is there, this is what it's the total expenditure for him, right? So here I'm equating it with M. M means the money available with him. He can spend only this much money on both the products X and Y. So Px into quantity of X plus Py into quantity of Y. So I have to now check these values, these four values for this very statement, right? Wherever the answer is equal to 88 rupees. That is my right answer because he wants to spend 88 to get the maximum satisfaction. So the case 1 would be when I am putting the values of 6 and 1. So price of both is 8, right? It's given here. 6 of X and 1 of Y. So how much do I get? 48 plus 8. It is 56, which is not equal to 88. So I reject this bundle. Now let's talk about the second possible solution. Here M would be equal to 8 is the price and 8 is the quantity. Here 8 is the price and 3 is the quantity. So this is going to be 88 and this is what is required. This is what is given to be the money income, that is 88. So this is the right and unique answer. Means my answer and the consumer satisfaction is at 8 and 3 combination. Means he would be buying 8 units of X and 3 units of Y to get the maximum satisfaction. If you want to check the other combinations, let me try this 10 and 7 for you. So if I'm talking about this combination, the price of X is 8 and if he buys 10 units of X and for price of 8 he buys 7 units of Y. So what is the answer? 80 plus 56. So this comes out to be 136, which is actually beyond his capacity. He cannot buy. So my point is, first we have to apply this formula of MUX by PX equals to MUY by PY wherever, whichever question is given to us. If it's a unique solution, means it's one common value in both the tables, that's my right answer. But if the values are more than one, then what do? We make use of this budget line. Budget line is nothing, but it gives you the total expenditure done on both the commodities. So this way you can match that expenditure with the money income with you, and that's how you land on the right solution. I hope this is clear to you. And if you have any doubts, you can revert back in comments also. There is one another beautiful question, that is TU is the sum total of all MUs corresponding to each unit of the commodity, or we do say area under MU curve is TU. How and why? Now try and understand. Whenever we talk about MU is marginal utility and marginal utility keeps on falling, right? And what are we making it with respect to? It's with respect to the number of units consumed. For example, for 1 unit, the marginal utility is this, right? Then they say for 2 units, the marginal utility is this. For 3 units, the marginal utility is this. So, but when we club, what do we know about marginal utility? The sum total of all the marginal utilities is the total utility. So, it means when I'm clubbing this marginal utility with the utility obtained after taking the second unit, and after taking the third unit and after taking the fourth unit, what am I getting? I'm getting the total utility. So you must understand that TU is equal to sum of all MUs, or you may say TU is the sum total of MUs, or you may say the area under MU curve is TU. Okay, and the last point, let me explain these 2 points of point of saturation and point of equilibrium with my example, as I told you before also. When we talk about saturation, saturation means that's my maximum limit. Beyond that, I cannot go. Right, and equilibrium means which gives me maximum satisfaction. Saturation, for example, if I take two chapatis in one meal, so if it's a matter of bet and bidding, I may go for four. Beyond that, I would feel like vomiting. But till four, I can have, right? So that's my point of saturation, my maximum capacity. But what gives me ease and satisfaction is equilibrium. So you must understand there are two different points, two different situations to talk about these points of saturation and point of equilibrium. Point of saturation is when total utility is maximum. It means your marginal utility comes out to be zero. We show this point with the help of this presentation that if mu is this, we just extend this line vertically parallel to y-axis and tu is this. So this point is called point of saturation, means this point onwards we cannot increase tu positively, it's going to fall. Right. But when it comes to point of equilibrium, equilibrium means where I'm satisfied with the price which is offered. I just mean to say that the buyer would be buying something if and only if the marginal utility he obtains is equivalent to price. He doesn't find the thing to be expensive. With these concepts, I close the session for this discussion for now. Let's meet in the next session for IC approach. Till then, keep studying hard. Bye bye. See ya.